This is Good Morning Jacksonville.
We talk about good cops versus bad cops, and I have no problem saying Tim James was a bad cop.
Charges dropped against a JSO officer who beat a teen in handcuffs. Why that teen's attorney is calling the plea deal a complete injustice. With less than 100 days until midterm elections, Facebook is now saying it has identified a coordinated political influence similar to the 2016 election season.
I know that it's physically impossible not to see these pictures and smile. It's just going to bring joy to more people, and that's my goal here.
A photo shoot like no other to spread joy all year long. And it's the last day of summer in Ware County, students. We are your back-to-school headquarters. Good Morning Jacksonville at 6 starts right now.
Happy August. Thanks for waking up with us. My goodness. Yeah, getting ready for the dawn's early light. Beautiful out at Jacksonville Beach right now. And like yesterday morning, above average sunrise. I know we're all spoiled rotten every single morning, but with those debris clouds from those thunderstorms, you need to check it out and use hashtag GMJ. Send them in. We're waking up with 75 degrees, a delightful start. Runners, I know that humidity is still suffocating. I showed you that dew point of 77. Well, we're still giving it a 10 out of 10. We've got a new month, new goals, and it's 99% mental, and we're getting ready for the Tour de Pain starting on Friday. We'll have that forecast coming up. But first today, first things first, we get a couple rounds of thunderstorms. So unlike what we typically see, could see maybe 2 rounds and maybe a strong storm or 2 because of fronts nearby. That would include Lake City, Folkestone between 2 and 3 o'clock, off to Placa by 4 p.m. Jacksonville, yes, it looks like a rough ride on JTB, Atlantic, San Jose, including Mandarin between 4 and 5 o'clock, then off to St. Augustine, looking for maybe a strong storm or 2. We'll time those storms out zone by zone coming up. But first, we got Katie Jeffries, ViStar Credit Union Traffic Center.
And those are really the last roads that we need any type of additional problems on. We have enough accidents as it is on JTB, San Jose, roads out towards Mandarin. So be careful later on today and plan in extra time. I-95 near International Golf Parkway, things there are actually moving along pretty well. So that's some good news there. If you are traveling around kind of the St. Johns County area, kind of near Elkton, State Road 206 near I-95, still seeing a little bit of a delay on that westbound side. There is a crash in that area. No lanes are blocked, no reports of any injuries, but likely onlooker delays there as they kind of slow down and rubberneck, and they have to look at the crash when they drive by. If you're traveling on Atlantic Beach or JTB starting out the morning, looks pretty nice right now, but like Mike was saying, for the drive home, these roads could be a little treacherous in those storms, so be careful later on today. We'll keep you updated.
Anything short of this officer turning in his law enforcement certificate to not be a law enforcement officer ever again would not be acceptable to the victims.
Well, prosecutors agreed to drop all charges against a JSO officer who beat a teen who was in handcuffs. But there are 3 big conditions that come with that deal for Timothy James. First Coast News' Alex Ositis is live now to break this all down for us this morning. Alex, good morning to you.
Yeah, good morning, Lindsay, and we'll get to those conditions in just a second, but this is the video that the attorneys were talking about extensively during this case, and you can see here as it zooms in, Officer Tim James right there, and a 17-year-old who was handcuffed, being beaten. You can see some of the injuries in pictures taken just after this incident happened last June. Now, James ordered to resign from JSO. That expected to happen tomorrow. There was also other conditions for this case and the charges being dropped. Now, we did speak with the victim's attorney, John Phillips, who wanted to see stiffer conditions placed on Officer Tim James. Now, James will also have to turn in his law enforcement certificate for Duval, Nassau, and Clay counties, but he could be on the force elsewhere, and that could happen really at any time. Now, Phillips says that this is also a situation where James was investigated just last year on 2 other incidents, including one at UF Health and another where his patrol car hit a pedestrian. Now take a listen to what attorney John Phillips has to say.
If we're not prosecuting that because it'll be too hard or because we're worried about what's going to happen when one officer testifies against the other officer, our justice system fails.
Now, we also heard from FOP President Steve Zahn, who said, quote, the criminal justice system has worked as intended, and the FOP wishes Officer James well in his future. Now, still to come, we'll have more on the breakdown of this case as well as the future for that officer. We're live at JSO this morning. Alex Ositis, First Coast News, on your side.
Thanks for that, Alex. Well, after a push from the public, JSO is now holding a community meeting to discuss topics related to the LGBTQ community. Topics like adding a LGBTQ liaison and potential training programs are on the agenda. It's happening at FSCJ's downtown campus auditorium Thursday evening. It's set for 7. And here's a quick heads up for you on this Wednesday morning. JSO is holding an active shooter training exercise at First Coast High School. It'll happen on Friday. There will be more police security and firefighters in that area. This is not open to the public. We just want to give you a heads up in case you're in the area and wondering what's going on. Again, this Friday at First Coast High School, there will be a active shooter training drill happening there.
6:06 is your time, and this morning a 16-year-old girl is recovering after she was shot on Jacksonville's north side. First Coast News' Cameron Eppinger is live with more on what happened. Cam.
And while that teen recovers, the search is on for whoever pulled the trigger. Now, police don't have a description of a suspect, but they say they are looking for a gray 4-door sedan. I want to go ahead and show you some video of that scene. Now, this happened on the north side last night in the area of Max Leggett Parkway near Monaco Drive. There's a little convenience store in that area, and that's where this took place. Police say the 16-year-old was shot while she was inside a truck. She was taken to the hospital and is expected to survive. But again, police don't have a description of whoever pulled the trigger. They're searching for the suspect right now, and all they say is that they're looking for a gray 4-door sedan. So if you have any information, you're urged to pick up the phone and call Crime Stoppers. Remember, you can remain anonymous, and if your tip leads to an arrest, you may be eligible for a cash reward. For now, reporting live, Cameron Eppinger, First Coast News, on your side.
Quick check of your time right now at 6:07. So we've seen what hurricane winds can do here on the First Coast, but up next, you're going to see what monsoon winds in Arizona did in its capital city.
All right, and for us, I think everybody gets in on that free lawn watering. Good for your plants, but not so good on the roads. We'll talk about that.
No, we don't drive well in rain, so be careful later on today. At least your morning commute, though, is starting out pretty well. Quick live look over here towards 295 in Heckscher, but we'll talk more about the morning commute, but also that rain that's moving in.
Hey, welcome back. 10 minutes past the hour. You've got to check out this wind. This is out in Arizona. It was so strong it actually snapped this tree. You can see right there. And the top of it just fell right onto a house. This happened in Phoenix, and we've seen winds like this before right here on the First Coast. As a matter of fact, this video brings back some bad memories. We're going to send things over now to Mike and Katie. Oh, man.
I feel like the hair on the back of my neck is like rising up just looking at that. Seeing the bent palm trees.
Tropics are quiet, Katie. A lot of Sahara and dust.
That's
no threats here at home.
I love that Sahara and dust.
You do. For us, we're going to watch the wind here a little closer with these thunderstorms today. We said we could see not one, but maybe 2 rounds of storms. We've got a front a little closer to home, so a little extra lift. So notice we get the traditional lightning, lowland flooding. We are concerned about the roads, Katie and I definitely. And then that wind. We get to see maybe wind gusts of 50 to 60 miles per hour. So enable those notifications on your weather apps. We could have some wind issues today, but for now, get out there, enjoy the sunrise, get that run done. We've got the Tour de Pain starting on Friday at Jacksonville Beach. Well, right now you can get some good practice in at 75. I know it's suffocating out there, but it's all mental, Katie. All mental.
All mental. Yeah, sure. We'll say that it's all mental. All right, guys, let's get you out the door. So things actually look pretty nice out there on your roadways at the moment because we're going to have a good morning commute. But this afternoon, that drive home could be a different story, like Mike's been saying. You got strong storms later, so please use extra caution this afternoon when you are driving home. Quick live look over here. This is a look towards 295 and Bay Meadows, and it looks actually, or Beach Boulevard actually, and it looks pretty good. I'm not seeing any major problems there along 295 on the East Beltway. Traveling through downtown, all your bridges are open, no accidents, no construction to speak of, and a wider look here, you can see I-10 moving along without any issues either. So far, quiet start. It's this afternoon that I'm the most worried about.
From the Farah and Farah Sports Desk, it's First Coast Sports.
Good Wednesday morning. It was the day Jaguar fans have been waiting for since the start of training camp, the return of Jalen Ramsey. Ramsey arrived at camp yesterday morning after spending the last week or so, with his girlfriend and newborn daughter who was born last week. No one was worried about the shape Jalen would return in because, of course, he's Jalen Ramsey. Today, he talked about it. Yesterday, he did what it was like being back and the one baby chore he does not have to do.
For the most part, we have a really good agreement that I won't necessarily have to change diapers.
What out of that? What kind of trade-off you have to make for that?
My girl's just dope as hell.
All right, that's sports. Roll out of bed and have a wonderful Wednesday.
6:13 is your time. Midterm elections are less than 100 days away, and what happened in 2016 may be happening again. Plus, it's becoming more than just a ban on plastic straws. One major food company is joining the push to save the planet. We're back in just 2 minutes. 6:15 is your time. Let's get you caught up on the latest this morning. With less than 100 days until midterm elections today, the Senate Intelligence Committee will take up the issue of social media and U.S. elections. Tuesday, Facebook announced it's removed 32 pages and accounts from both Facebook and Instagram after finding an apparent political influence campaign.
Let me start by saying
the pages were created between March of last year and this May, picking up 290,000 followers. Facebook says that it doesn't know who created them, but on Capitol Hill, lawmakers are again pointing the finger at Russia. More than $114 million has been spent so far fighting wildfires up and down California. The state's fiscal year started a month ago, and at this rate, forestry and fire protection officials believe that the state will burn through the $443 million budget before the year is up. Last year broke records, ending with $758 million spent fighting on the front lines. Well, by now you've heard of the ban on plastic straws, but now a ban on tiny ketchup packets is circulating. Kraft Heinz said yesterday it will make 100% of its packaging globally recyclable or reusable by 2025. The goal could change the company's other major products like Capri Sun juices and cheese singles. Well, check out this video. This is from Staten Island. A man is seen filling a portable gas tank and then letting some out around it, and then he sets it on fire. Police say that a bystander was injured and is in serious but stable condition. The gas station's fire suppression system extinguished that fire, but that suspect is still out there somewhere. I just don't get it. Why?
And how did he move so quickly? Did you notice that? He wasn't injured, but someone else was?
He was very, very close to that fire.
Pure foolishness. All right, thanks for that, Lindsay. Let's check it out with your storm expert meteorologist, Mike Prangley.
Now, weather with your First Coast News storm experts, powered by AC Designs.
Awesome start to August. Yes, like yesterday morning, we've got the mid and high level clouds from debris clouds, what we call them, from leftover thunderstorms. So Flagler Surf shared this yesterday. Today, expect another gorgeous view. 6:45, green light go. Not worried about any wet roadways until the drive home. And there's going to be some real soakers. So we got the red light for that. As we go to our precision cast, what you need to know, getting out the door, looking good now, but Palatka, Oakley, boy, a tough afternoon for storms 3 to 4 o'clock. Skies will ignite, and then the Buckman Bridge could see some of those gully washers. And this is the kind of rain that it's going to be tough to see. I mean, it's going to be like a wall of water. So when in doubt, sit it out, as Katie likes to say. You don't want to try to drive through some of these gully waters. That includes the west side at 2 o'clock. San Jose Boulevard, Mandarin, right up to Beauclair, by the, oh boy, just going right up JTB, Atlantic. Beach Boulevard, things are really going to be rough between 3 and 4 o'clock. And then we take a look at St. John's, Flagler County, State Road 206, 207, World Golf Village to St. John's, Hastings between 3 and 5. Here come the storms again, including St. Augustine. Now we're getting you ready for school, where your school headquarters. For the kids heading back to Ware County tomorrow, good start, but make sure they have a ride home with some more thunderstorms in the forecast. But here's the good deal. After 2 more stormy days, we've got it's like Christmas. I mean, it's Stuff the Bus, one of my favorite days of the year. It's a tradition. We're going to help the teachers and students and notice a much brighter forecast, lower chances of rain. That will continue into the weekend. Now let's get to Katie Jeffries, ViStar Credit Union Traffic Center.
And do remember, when those storms move in later, driving with your flashers on, that is illegal in Florida. So if you feel like you can't drive safely, you want to exit the roadway, go wait it out in a parking lot until that heavy rain shower passes. This is a look over here towards I-95, and it looks pretty nice. This is I-95 through St. Johns County, not too far from International Gulf Parkway, and it's moving right along. In fact, I-95 from 210 all the way to downtown is only about a 16 to 20 minute ride at this point, and 70 miles per hour is kind of the average speed limit. So you can tell people are moving without any big problems there. Over in Clay County, things look nice along Blanding and 17. No big problems there at the moment. Moving further south, kind of towards the Green Cove Springs area, Shands Bridge looks good. So does Green Cove Springs and US 17, really from Green Cove all the way up into the Jacksonville area. St. Augustine, starting to see traffic pick up a little bit, but no major spots of problems. Even through the downtown area, those hints of yellow or just people stopping at those stoplights in the downtown area. But again, please be careful later on today when those storms move in, because like Mike said, we're looking at like a wall of water, and that could be dangerous on the roads.
6:20 is your time. Coming up on Good Morning Jacksonville, a calendar shoot sure to put a smile on your face.
Plus, there's a 10-year-old swimmer that is setting some records right now, actually beating some records of even an Olympian. I have the buzz plus your trending headlines coming up after the break.
6:23 is your time. If you're just waking up with us, here are your local headlines this morning. Prosecutors dropped charges against a JSO officer in the case of him beating up a handcuffed teen. And a JFRD employee is reassigned after being arrested for battery charges. We'll have more on these stories coming up in live reports at 6:30.
All right, great morning to you. Well, it is time for the buzz, and there are so many things trending online this morning. Let's check out your top stories. Well, it's not very often that Michael Phelps gets knocked off the record board, but a 10-year-old swimming prodigy has done just that. His name is Clark Kemp, but they call him Superman, and that seems to be fitting. He competed at the Far West International Championship over in California, where he won the 100-meter butterfly, and he beat Phelps' time by nearly 2 seconds. Now, Phelps held the record for about 23 years. And even more impressive, Clark has been swimming competitively for only 4 years. And this morning, a Chipotle restaurant in Delaware County, Ohio, is still all over headlines because they've reopened after it was shut down for more than a day due to reported illnesses. More than 150 people reported getting sick after eating at the Sawmill Parkway location in Powell. And the restaurant reopened Tuesday afternoon. And here's the buzz. A man is suing for $25,000 because of the sickness. But if you visit a Chipotle today, they're offering free guac. And if you are a Movie Pass subscriber, get ready to pay a little bit more. My dad is not excited about this one because within the next 30 days, the standard plan is going up to $14.95 a month. Now, previously, moviegoers were charged a flat fee of $9.95 to see multiple movies per month. And the company says this is all to drive attendance to smaller films. Movie Pass has more than 3 million members, and they've been tweaking their plans in its recent months just to increase profit growth. Now, remember, the conversation always continues online, so chime in. Let us know your thoughts about these trending headlines using that hashtag GMJ. Keitha?
Okay. All I heard just now was free guac.
And it always costs extra.
25 minutes past the hour, folks, on this Wednesday morning, August 1st. So you've heard that a picture is worth 1,000 words. And for Hope Haven's annual calendar, benefiting Down syndrome resources, it's likely worth much more than that. Our Alex Osiris and photojournalist Stig Marone, they go behind the scenes of this very special photo shoot.
Okay, you guys look at me and smile. Scoot closer to him. Got it. Okay.
Vintage cars.
Give me a kiss.
In chic outfits.
Oh, yep. Gotta get the white out.
It's almost like taking a step back in time.
Ooh. So pretty.
For a photo shoot.
Let me see. Cheese.
Unlike any other.
Oh, I'm a movie star.
Sarah Hedden does more than just snap pictures. She coaxes personality.
Ooh, grab your dress.
Out of every child.
Isn't that perfect?
Oh, that's really good.
Okay. Okay, ready?
Here for Hope Haven's annual calendar, benefiting its Down Syndrome Center.
They exude joy and happiness and love. And I just feel like how lucky am I to be able to capture that through my lens and to share it with the world, because we need this. Yeah!
Looking dapper in this Hollywood glam theme.
Yeah! Look here! Ha ha!
Liam Smith poses in his third calendar. his mother, Shannara.
I'm just proud. He's my baby, and he's, he's being showcased to everybody, which of course he should be.
Hope Haven's Terry George says photos also share a space with helpful information.
That was money.
And resources for families with Down syndrome children.
You give somebody a calendar, it's something they're likely to hold on to all year long.
Turn towards me.
Parents of Penelope Magnuson say the pearl-wearing 10-year-old is focused on what she can do.
Go like this.
And not what she can't.
Turn towards me, turn towards me, turn towards me. Yes, girl.
So this calendar is so important to us because it just raises awareness. It gets our kids' pictures out there and lets people see them in a different light than they normally see them.
You gotta look through there.
A goal these families strive to meet every day.
Yeah. Isn't that cool? Like he's like snazzy.
January
Mom!
through December. Alex Ositis, First Coast News. On your side.
Can we give you a good smile? Woo!
Oh my word, I love it. Especially that young lady with the pearls on and the fur. Oh, I love her pose as well. 27 minutes past the hour, folks. So the calendar, it comes out this fall. It's going to be $15. That money goes back to Hope Haven's Down Syndrome Center. And you can learn more on our website right now at firstcoastnews.com.
Happy August. Now we're getting closer to the peak season. We'll take a look at the quiet tropics and what it means for our winter forecasts.
Hello, beautiful. Look at that Buckman Bridge. Gorgeous start to the morning out there and no congestion on it. Oh my gosh, what a day. We'll talk about traffic coming up.